Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. I am still somewhat down with the sickness, but I am well enough to do what I need to do here. And, well, they're here. I've been playing with it since it came out. And let's just say this deck has given me the best, worst win-lose streak ever here on Master Duel. And ever since these guys came into the game, I have not seen hide nor hair of Snake Eyes at all. Like, every one in out of every 3 duels involves the dragons, and you just can't say anything else on the ladder right now. Everybody is currently playing Tenpai, and there is no other. There are only a handful of other decks on the rank ladder right now, and they're all teched out to defeat Tenpai. And you're gonna see how miserable the ladder is right now because of this. Although, I will say, the victories that you get with this deck definitely feel cathartic, especially with a meta that's as messed up as it is right now. Because you know this is a best of 1 format, and with Tenpai being the OTK deck that it is, a lot of people have said that this is extremely unhealthy. But one hit dragon go brrr. I would go over the card by card and explain what this does, but you only really need to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to kill your opponent on your turn, like immediately. Because one thing I noticed over time as I was playing with this deck, it's a glass cannon. Once you survive basically the initial bombardment, there's barely any room to recover. This deck is meant to do one job and one job only, and if it fails to do that job, you're basically a sitting duck. There are definitely people who are smarter than me who will find ways through boards where the opponent somehow manages to survive, but I am unfortunately not one of those people. To compound this fact, I'm recording this on wait, what day is it today? On the 14th, and starting on the 16th, there will be an event where it features 3 different extra deck summoning mechanics, and Synchro is one of them. And with Tenpai, by the way, Sangen summoning is like semi-limited on release, and then in the event they limited Sangen summoning and the quick play spell Kaimen. Like, why even? They basically released the entire like Tenpai, well, nearly the entire Tenpai engine, because they released like all 4 of the dragons all at once. And I'm not sure if the continuous spell is also in the game. Yeah, the continuous spell is not yet here, but the continuous spell is supposedly, well, it's not that good. According to the Tenpai players that I know, Genroku and Paidra are just the 2 main starters of this deck. Genroku fetches out any of the dragons that you need, and then everything else in this deck is just board breakers or board stoppers. Like, how much more do I need to explain? You go in, try to kill your opponent. If that doesn't work, well, I guess you die. And with so many Tenpai mirrors right now, I'm actually thinking of bumping guys like Samurai Destroyer and Meteor Burst Dragon up to maybe 2 copies. But you really need backup plans in this deck in order to survive. And the 2 Black Roses are fine, and excuse me. Again, I'm only like 80% recovered, but I'm well enough to do this video, so don't worry about me sniffling. The thing about the Tenpai, and something that I highly underrated as I was playing with the deck, they can quick synchro during the battle phase. So let's say your opponent manages to stop you during your turn, and then it goes on to their turn. You can basically use your level 7 toolbox here, like say the Black Rose Dragons or Samurai Destroyer. You can quick synchro into any of these 3, or hell, you can even go into Quibelt, which is one of the dragons that I didn't quite expect that they would release here on Master Duel like immediately. But on synchro, it just pops a card, and then if this is destroyed, you can stop a dragon. You can stop a monster from attacking. So this is really good in the Tenpai mirror. But otherwise, extra deck space is pretty goddamn tight. So I am gonna sneeze. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back, and yeah, there is really nothing more I need to explain. I guess to just go over their roles. Pydra, or as I prefer to call each of the dragons, I call them Bisodas. Because of their colors. Pydra is Sprite, Fadra is Mountain Dew. Genroku is the odd one out. I just call him Lemonade because I don't know any sodas that are color yellow. Chandra is also another odd one out. I call him Fanta. Because why not? They're all basically sodas. They're all like different flavors of soda. What again? What else am I gonna say? It's an OTK deck. Just kill your opponent. One thing to note though. Dimension Shifter is in the deck as a hedge against all of the graveyard decks that are running around, and it is a non-bow with Forbidden Droplet and Effect Veiler. Keep that in mind, because if you can't send stuff to your graveyard because everything will be banished instead, it basically turns these two very powerful effects off. So just keep that in mind as you play with this deck. Otherwise, I just combined the two schools of thought when piloting Tenpai. Either you go with all hand traps or all board breakers, and I went with a mix of both. Although, if you want to, you can. I don't know how correct this is, but you can. If it were up to me, I would replace the Forbidden Droplets for Ghost Ogres, because the one thing that makes Tenpai is the field spell, and having it semi-limited is already good enough on the rank ladder, and then in the upcoming event it is limited to 1. So Tenpai not having the protection that it has and has enjoyed, especially during its heyday, is definitely a bitch. But yeah, again, for the nth time, I don't need to explain myself any further. This is an OTK deck. Kill your opponent or you die. Let's jump into these duels. One thing that's really, well, at least it's uplifting to me here on Master Duel is everybody is prepared to fight against Tenpai. Hell, even Labyrinth of all things, they're using this trap card called the Black Goat Laughs, and it's basically a secondary copy of Dimensional Barrier. Well, sort of. And then here, Kashtira is another deck that can indeed fight against the Draconic Menace, but we have Heavy Storm, so we can get rid of the Kashtira back row. And if they do manage, if I manage to get a oh god, I am blanking on it right now. If I manage to get a monster board breaker here, because although I do have Sangen Summoning, which is a card which will get me into a dragon that I'm missing, and I believe none of the main deck Kashtira monsters are dark attribute, so Dru's Worm is sort of dead. So we're gonna see how far they're gonna go here. I'm actually fine with Rise Heart banishing stuff, so you know what, we're just gonna turn it off and let them do their thing. The good thing about Tenpai is even under even under like banish effects, they can play through it pretty goddamn easily. And if this is going to be what I think it's gonna be, we're gonna see. Okay, yep, they got rid of the other Sangen Summoning. We still have another Chandra. The shifter is losing. G's shifter is not too much of a problem. Losing a monster slot though is very bad. Because we need at least 3, and we want to keep it that way. So we're gonna see how far my opponent's gonna go, and yeah, they're using their Big Bang Shot to cycle stuff into and out of the Xyz material here. So let's see. I'm assuming they're going to go to Rise Heart now. Excuse me, Rise Heart. Yeah, equipping his well, I'm pretty sure it's like Evangelion, where he rides a mecha version of himself. If I remember the lore correctly, but we can get rid of his back row, and then we're gonna see what we draw off the top, and we'll see if this gets any easier. That would have been so useful during their turn, but this is a decent enough board to stop whatever shenanigans I'm gonna do. So we're gonna see here. We're gonna Should we stop that? We're gonna stop that. And then we'll also use Infinite Permanence to blank the Arise Heart as well. So there is that. Okay, yep. So they're gonna respond with preparations, and then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna target Arise Hearts so that we'll have access to our graveyard. I honestly don't mind that we lose something to Fenrir here. Because he only targets monsters, I believe. No, it only targets cards. Alright, cool. Sure, you're negated anyway. You'll be fine. You're not too much of a problem to me. Now that that's out of the way, we're gonna use Heavy Storm, and then they'll only be able to lock out one other zone now. Now that the oh, they even have skill drain. Jesus Christ. Well, now we're gonna do this, and then oh wait, no. If said from the field, I keep forgetting about that part. It must only be said from the field. Fine. Okay. How do we do this? We can get rid of Druis Worm, unfortunately, so that we can get our play started here. But yeah, getting Pydra is almost always the correct answer. Then we're gonna discard Druis Worm. I'm sorry, you're needed for much later. Now we do this. Pydra, activate effect. Oh, right. They can't do anything to us because of, oh god. I completely forgot about that fact. I completely forgot about the fact that Sangan Summoning protects us in main phase 1. Oh my god. And they can't touch us. They cannot touch us. And that's also the one thing that people tend to forget with Sangan Summoning. It only protects in main phase 1. So if you're gonna do any other effects, you're gonna have to do it during the battle phase. And a lot of their monsters are actually pretty goddamn huge. So we'll need to find a way to get Shangri-Ira to attack position. Or else we're going to be taking a lot of damage here. But they're going to survive, surprisingly, given how much defense their monsters have. But I'm assuming once we clear away their board, and you know they only have one card in hand, and I don't believe they have a lot of recovery tools. So yeah, once we do indeed get rid of all of their stuff, well, I mean, if my opponent didn't like quote unquote fail their connection there, we would have. There would have been like a couple more turns after that because a lot of their monsters have really big booties, and all of the monsters in the Tenpai deck are surprisingly low attack. They all capped out at around 3,000 only, and yeah, that's a win. Not exactly the win that you would expect to see. I'm hoping I could record the how a Tenpai OTK would normally look, but we'll get there when we get there, I guess. So let's move on to the next duel. Yeah, one thing I remember about this deck, especially during the first couple of days that I was playing with it, it has a problem with monsters that have more than 2,700, that have more than 2,600 attack, actually. That's like the minimum threshold that Tenpai has. And if any, you basically have to stop your opponent from quite literally doing anything in the first place. So if that doesn't happen, then you're gonna be in for a rough ass time. So we're up against Tier Limit, which is a deck that can surprisingly go toe-to-toe with Tenpai, even in, well, specifically here on Master Duel. Still can't believe that they're still playing this deck, even with Burly banned. Excuse me. This deck has been like shafted so many times, and I still can't believe people. I guess if Ket Kalos is still legal, then where it'll still like have a lot of its stuff running about. But we're gonna be waiting for Rhino Heart here. Do we Ash this or do we Effect Veiler it? I guess either is fine. We're gonna be waiting for Effect Veil. Well, I think we should still Effect Veiler it, and then we're gonna use Ash Blossom on the Rhino Heart. And then we'll Raigeki away their... Well, I shouldn't Raigeki away their board. I'll just attack into it. so that we'll well, they do have 4 cards in hand, so they could still do some shit. But if that's okay, so similar to the Rhino Heart choke point. I mean, as much as I say that Rhino Heart is the choke point these days, Kid Colossus is also a pretty goddamn good choke point, especially if you know, I mean, granted, you're gonna have to count on your opponent not having it. If they don't have it and they were relying on a Kid Colossus send to get even more extension out of their plays, it's gonna be a rough time. But I think they saw the writing on the wall, and once I do that, and then I'll do their whole wombo combo. See, this is the Tenpai experience. If your opponent sees the writing on the wall and they were made to go first, they already know it's Tenpai. That's how prevalent this deck is on the meta right. You'll get a lot of free wins like this if you even like show a hint of going second. Hell, I can even make trains right now and make the opponent go first, and they would still think I'm on Tenpai, because of how much the deck is like rampaging around right now. But a win is a win. Let's move on to the next duel. Let's see if I manage to record what the Tenpai OTK looks like, if my opponent even allows me. We have Infinite Impermanence to stop my opponent's shenanigans. We have a Raigeki. We have a Forbidden Droplet to this one. If you're not under the Dimension Shifter, what Forbidden Droplet can actually do is it's a way to quote-unquote dodge removal, especially with Infinite Impermanence and Effect Veiler. Let's say your Pydra gets targeted with such things, and what are you doing, opponent? Okay, are you also a Tenpai player? I'm assuming you are. So we're gonna see here. Max C is not exactly what I was looking for, but if this is what I think it is, and I almost always assume correctly, so we're gonna see if they most likely have hand traps. Okay, yep, that's about what I expected. Now that they spent that, we're gonna use Kaimen, and then we're gonna get Chandra, unless they have another hand trap in hand. Usually Ghost Ogre is the pick, but once we get Chandra, and if this isn't anything, then there's the writing on the wall. It's just over for my opponent here. If they do indeed have it, we're gonna find out soon enough. And now, we finally, after a couple of duels, we're finally gonna see. So this is how you do it with Tenpai. You attack, and then you attack, and then you keep attacking. I think this is fine, unless they get anything else. We're gonna see. They get Chandra. Okay, they're gonna get a blocker. Good thing I attacked with Pydra first, because Pydra is the one with the most amount of attack in this deck. No, I'm not. Continue to attack. Yes, Pydra, you can still attack. Activate a card effect. No, we will not quick synchro yet. But one thing you need to remember with Chandra, his second effect, it's only during the damage step. Don't try to activate him prematurely, because if you activate him prematurely, especially during the battle phase, it's the quick synchro. He will only do his special summon from deck during the damage step. So keep that in mind. There we go. Yep, he will also summon, and I believe he will quick synchro after the fact. No, he won't be able to quick synchro. Because oh god. Because, oh wait, no, I can't go for the Fadra line, now that I think about it. Oh god. Excuse me. Because we're under Dimension Shifter. Great. There we go. Yep, add a Sangen. Sure, that's fine. He will be dead by the time this is, like, Jover. So, we're gonna see. Another Kaiman, sure. Yeah, because Chandra will be destroyed by the time he does that. No, we're not gonna do it yet, and we're still under D-Shifter, so now he gets his way here, and then we will quick synchro using Fadra. There we go. because we're still under D-shifter, so we're not gonna be able to do the spicy stuff that we're known to do. We could go straight into the level 10, but we're not going to. We're gonna do this, and they'll be banished, unfortunately. So we'll put this guy in the center because we can. There we go. Then we'll get in for 26. There we go. And then, yeah, he saved himself 800 points. Then we go into this, and there we go, and they'll be banished, sadly. Then we go into Transcendent Dragon. There we go. Then we're going to get 3k in, and that's it, unfortunately. Now that we have Max C on our turn, we'll be able to do this, and should we draw into more stuff, we'll be able to push past whatever it is my opponent is planning to do here. But we're gonna Max C, and hopefully we'll draw into outs. But we're gonna find out soon enough. Although, now that I think about it, if they even go into their battle phase, they won't be able to hit over this guy. So they need something to get rid of this guy first, before they can even go into their battle phase. Because this guy is also rather Samurai Destroyer, where it stops stuff during the battle phase. Okay, yep, Genroku, I'm assuming he's going to do his thing here, tribute himself off, and then get something. Oh, God. So that stops it. Rather, that stops stuff that I want to do during main phase 1. So we're only going to be fighting in the battle phase then. Do you have something else, opponent? I'm assuming. Because if we do indeed go to the battle phase, you will be locked out. Dragon does that, you know. Oh my God, this guy is so... You only really need one of this guy. You don't need too many of Transcendent Dragon. And it's fascinating because once he's on the board, he's just like Samurai Destroyer, where he stops stuff during the battle phase. So there is that. We're not gonna do anything yet. We will only fight during the battle phase. So we're gonna see what my opponent does here. Okay, getting another Sangan summoning, that is fine. Of note, you can also use the other level 10 here is the OG Dragon. You can destroy your own field spell to do your own thing, but what that actually does is it doubles the attack of a synchro dragon you control, so you can make Dragon 6000, and that will kill your opponent right then and there. So keep that in mind as you play with this deck. There are some like subtleties with this glass cannon deck that isn't exactly obvious at first blush, so keep that in mind. But my opponent is gonna be trying their darndest here. I cannot interact with them yet, but hopefully I'll be able to interact with them soon. But we're gonna see. Again, we cannot interact with them on main phase 1 because of their field spell. And I am gonna sneeze. Excuse me for a second. So my opponent made the worst possible choice, using Black Rose trying to synchro into Black Rose Dragon and destroying everything on the board. Well, opponent. Well, you'll only really be like 200 off, but I have Forbidden Droplet to reduce your attack. What? Oh, does it? Wait, Black Rose is a fire dragon? I did not know that. I thought this was a dark dragon. That is fascinating. Okay. Okay then. Okay. I did not know that Black Rose was a fire dragon as well. That is fascinating. I always thought for the longest time, a lot of dragons are dark. Or rather, a lot of the protagonist dragons are dark, but I didn't know that Black Rose was also a fire dragon. Okay, okay. That is good to know, good to know. We will not allow you to quick synchro. No, sir. You don't have protection anymore, so I'll just take my 1500, thank you very much. And you'll be a sitting duck. Good thing you drew me into that infinity permanence, good sir. We move on to the next duel. You guys want to the deck that I thought will be able to match up well against the OTK deck? It's YuGiOh. but I have not seen hide nor hair of YuBell, like at all, on the rank ladder ever since Tenpai came around. But we're facing off against a 60 card pile, so let's see what kind of bullshit this opponent is up to. And my nose is freaking itchy, so excuse me for a second while I... Oh god! It's Infernoid! And they got new support that came alongside the Tenpai, which I believe they got the two new link monsters, or rather they got link monsters finally. Yeah, they're somewhat solid now, thanks to the new support. But you know, everyone and their mother is just waiting for the new Blue Eye support to come into Master Duel. And I mean, what else are you gonna say? It's goddamn Blue Eyes. Let's see who they summon out. Okay, they summoned Pirmei. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Pirmei or Pirmais. I'm not sure which one. A lot of their names are like I'm not quite sure what the origin of their naming conventions are from, but yeah, Flame Tongue is, I believe... Oh, it's just a generic it's just a generic link too. Okay, Infernoble Knights are gonna want this card. At least the Infernoble deck that I used to run. Which is one of the... oh god, they're using that? Really? Oh, well, they can... I think they can run stuff from the ban... I don't think they can run stuff from the banish pile. I'm not too sure, but yeah, okay. That grass looks greener. Is gonna supercharge a lot of their stuff. So, they're just gonna do wombo combo stuff. Yeah. 35, okay, yeah, opponent, okay. Now you have a brand new hand to play with. So, this is gonna take him a while, especially with the name like Duelist. Who the hell, I have no idea how long this is gonna take. Infernoid combo lines take an egregiously long time because of how many choices you have to make. So I'll just skip to their end board, or you know, at the beginning of my turn, and we'll see how badly we can make their day. Okay, we're back, and my opponent, all things considered, this is a pretty respectable board. They have Void Feast for next turn that they hope they'll be able to use. Infernoid Flood is a Solemn Judgment, I believe. Yeah. Oh no, Solemn Strike. I'm not sure if this is Strike or Judgment. I'm calling it Judgment because it prevents a summon from happening in the first place. And then they have Linkoribo to protect from combat, Proxy F Magician as a way to fusion summon, and then Deviati is it negates a monster effect, but we have Lightning Storm. So goodbye, opponent. I hope you have a nice time in therapy. There we go. Alright, everyone's in the graveyard now. Do any effects trigger? I'm assuming they do. It's Infernoid. If Link Summon card is destroyed, special summon a Infernoid from the deck, ignoring summoning conditions. That is fine. I'm assuming you do something. Ononku, okay. Destroy all the monsters with a spell or trap is activated. Tribute one monster, negate the activation if you do banish that card. Okay, cool. This only prevents a spell trap, you say. Well, what about this spell trap? There you go, opponent. I'm assuming you're gonna save it for later? Question mark? Come on, opponent. I know you want to. You're gonna want to do this. Although, Onunku is big. That is the one thing that is going to screw me over a little here. But we can... Yeah! Now we got it. Alright, cool. That's gonna negate that. And we haven't normal summoned yet, so we're gonna be doing our thing here. There we go. Yep, that is banished, sure. And now we'll use Kaimen. There we go. And now they die. We get Chandra, so that will fetch out material from the deck, and yeah. Oh god. Will I even be able to actually record an OTK? One thing that happened during my initial plays with this deck, people don't even want to see the OTK. The moment they see the dragons hit the board and they know that they don't have any more ways to interact, they just scoop right away. I get that's how prevalent they are on the rank ladder right now, and it's an equally miserable experience on the player side as well, on the play on my side as well. You know, the person playing it, because it in 10 pi meters in specific, it comes down to a coin toss. You know, whoever blinks first is the one who loses, and it's pretty goddamn miserable. But we take wins where we can get them. Move on to the next duel. Now let me record the OTK at least once. I've seen it so many times by myself without other people watching it. Granted, there are already like a bunch of other YouTubers who have already recorded their stuff with it, so I guess it's something. But yeah, okay. Called by the grave for the Maxi there means I can't use Maxi on my turn, but this is fine. It's a tight 40 card deck, so let's see what my opponent has for us here. We do have an Effect Veiler, okay. We have Horus, which is a deck that can play surprisingly well with and against Tenpai. Let's see what kind of toolbox they're running, or if they're being a supplementary engine for other stuff that is in the deck. They're usually paired with Tier Elements, since Horus is a pretty damn good mill engine. So we're gonna see King Sark, sure, that is fine. The one we negate is actually Imseti himself, if it even comes to that, or we negate the Vampire Lord. So we're gonna see. No, we don't do that. Usually negating the Vampire Lord, the rank 8 Xyz, is the right call, because if they don't send any more stuff to their graveyard, then they're gonna be sitting ducks. So we're gonna see if they push even further. No, they don't. Alright, that is interesting. This is the board that they're gonna leave on? Okay. Interesting. But any board break off the top will just clear this entire place. That's not one of them, but a lot of their monsters are huge. Oh! Well, effects that activate in the hand or field cannot be activated. Well, okay. Okay. So we can't activate stuff in the hand. That's unfortunate. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna need to get Chandra, and that's honestly the only thing that will get us out of here. Then, since Max C is negated until it comes back around to my opponent's turn, we're gonna need to do stuff like this. We're gonna discard one of the Max C's. There we go. And then, since this can't activate in the hand, and that's unfortunate, we're gonna need to do something spicy here. There we go. Alright. Then we're gonna do this. Now that we're in combat, we're gonna battle. Yeah, we're gonna charge in. God damn it. Oh! Wait, does it also stop? Oh god, what's stopping me? At the start of the damage step, what? Did something stop me from doing what I needed to do there? Oh, it also stops them from activating on the field. Wow, we just lost. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a continuous trap that is seeing a surprising amount of play lately. Like some people have said, people will find ways to make old cards just completely broken. And yeah, they have indeed found ways, and this also surprisingly turns off Max C. Because it's an effect that activates in the hand, and this actually turns off a lot, and I mean a lot, of hand traps. So this is, although the cost to play this card is pretty steep, and it requires you to tribute 2 monsters, so this can't go in every deck, because some decks have end boards that need to have their monsters on the field, and my opponent has, well, has established enough power on board to kill me. Yeah. This is really this is a trap card that you need to keep in mind moving forward, simply because, well, it turns off like 80% of the stuff that is normally legal, that's normally on the competitive scene in Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays. So yeah, prepare your back row removal, ladies and gentlemen, because this guy will be the next big thing that will be terrorizing the floodgates of Master Duel now. Let's move on to the next duel. My opponent made me go first, so that only means one thing and one thing only. We are in a fucking Tenpai mirror. Oh my god. Alright. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna play Chandra, and that's it. We're not gonna do anything else. We will set Kaimen, and we'll also set Forbidden Droplet, and hopefully everything else that we have in hand will be more than enough to do what we need to do here. Although I have heard that getting into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres is also a good turn 1 play that the Tenpai has, but I'm not. We're gonna see what happens here for science. Because sometimes they have a way to out Heavenly Spheres, you know, because of how many hand traps the deck has. They can and will stop you from doing the thing. So there is that. Okay, that's something. Okay, fine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna use Kaiman. I'm assuming he has Ash Blossom. No, he does not. That is okay. I did not expect you to not have an Ash Blossom, but okay, sure. We're gonna see what else happens here. Genroku is added to our hand. We will activate that effect. Do you have Gamma, which is what I would expect? No, we will not change the level because we need to go into the combat phase, and we will summon out a non-tuner from the deck, and hopefully establish Samurai Destroyer. Because again, I am not exactly afraid to leave this here where we are. Who will you tribute? Dude, I can do that at quick effect speed. Do you not remember? You're a Tenpai player. God damn it. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll just get Pydra. Oh my god. And then now that that's fizzled, we're gonna see what happens here. Pydra, do your thing. There we go. And then we'll get the field spell. No, we will not set it on the field because they have ways to pop back row. Let's see what else they're gonna do here. I'm assuming they're gonna start putting their well, fuck. We can't even we can only quick synchro during the combat phase. So yeah, we're definitely dead here. I'm not quite sure how many they have, but yeah, we're just gonna concede here. They can definitely kill us 3 ways still. Well, they don't have the field spell, so we may. Okay, we're gonna fight because we do still stand a chance. Because they don't have the field spell, they don't have protection for their upcoming turn. Okay, 2 tuners does not make a board, but unless, oh wait, no, one is negated and then the other will be okay, they still have a way to kill us here. I believe, yeah, it has to be during the damage step opponent. Yeah, you should still do it, then get a non-tuner from the deck. And all right, so this is how the Tenpai OTK looks, but it's from the opponent's side. God damn. So they should just get the field spell here because I believe I don't know if they already activated the Kaiman. If they haven't, then they're just gonna do it here. Yeah. This is how the Tenpai OTK looks. It doesn't look like much, but believe me, when they synchro climb, you're gonna be dead. You will immediately just be dead. There is no 2 ways about it. I believe they'll just get Fadra here or any of the other level 3s, and then they'll get 2 7s down on board, and then I will be dead. So yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys, just sit back, relax, and watch these dragons just martial art their way through my testicles. I don't know why I went with that body part, but okay. that's gonna. I just know that it's gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. See, and the thing about the Tenpai OTK is they don't even need to reach their level 10 if the board state is like simplified like this. So yeah, if I had, or rather, if I had another piece of interaction, rather, if I had Ghost Ogre, instead, they're even gonna go into their level 10 like immediately. Holy shit! But yeah, good on them for that. They're gonna finish me with their big boss monster. So yeah, that's the Tenpai OTK. Just synchro ladder into dragon. Just synchro ladder into dragon after dragon after dragon. Let's move on to the next duel. My opponent made me go second, so they're either confident that they can combat Tenpai, or they're also Tenpai. They're also an extremely insane Tenpai player that has go first lines. But we're gonna find out soon enough. They have draw phase shenanigans, and I have draw phase shenanigans. But my only draw phase shenanigans is a Max C that almost always fetches a negation. In this case, it doesn't. All right, cool. We're gonna see how far they go here. Ooh, finally. A YuGiOh player. Good God, I have been looking all over for you. So we're gonna see if this deck excuse me. We're gonna see if this deck actually does something to us. But as much as I want to, I'm not going to, because YuGiOh just reflects all of the damage back. So I'm not gonna hope for that. And we're gonna get rid of their ability to do an extra normal summon. So that will... Oh, fuck. They have a way. They're just gonna go for their link line now, I believe. I don't think they realize how screwed they are, because you need the Dark Beckoning Beast for the extra normal. Unless you have a way to summon the Samsara these nuts from your hand. Ah, there it is. Yeah, you discard the Samsara D Lotus, and then you get it back using the opening of the Spirit Gates. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that I also do that line. If my Dark Beckoning Beast is negated somehow. Alright, cool. So they'll be going through their usual YuGiOh lines. They're gonna fill up their graveyard every once in a while, and then they're gonna, you know, set up Nightmare Pain. So we're gonna get rid of the back row. That's what Lightning Storm is for. And then if we have Dark Hole, we're gonna do this and that. Yeah. We'll just see you guys at the beginning of my turn. Okay, we're here back on my turn. I believe it is, we are morally obligated to use Pot of Prosperity to bait out whatever Ash, whatever hand interruption they have here. It's a good way to bait out the Ash Blossom as well, make them think that we don't have anything. Although if we destroy the YuGiOh, it's going to summon out the Nightmare version, which is not Gucci in the slightest. So we're gonna need to get rid of stuff that destroys. Although Samurai Destroyer is a king for this specific matchup. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll actually be needing back row removal for this. Holy shit. I don't think we'll have time to get into Bar on the Floor, so we'll sadly have to banish her. We do need back row removal. Oh wait, no. That's what SP Little Knight is for. So we're gonna see if we get into more back row removal, if at all. There we go. Oh, Forbidden Droplet is also something. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is indeed something. Should we just get... Yeah, we should just get Forbidden Droplet. Oh my god. And then just negate everything that they have on board. Oh my god. Okay, and then we'll use Lightning Storm to finish off everything else. Alright, cool. We'll Forbidden Droplet it up, and then we will discard a Maxi, a Pydra, and a Fadra. Do we negate all of them? I believe we should. It is morally correct that we should, honestly. So we'll negate all of the monsters that they have on board, so that they will not be doing anything to us here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. They're all negated now. And then we use Lightning Storm to destroy their back row so that they won't be able to do too much here. There we go. And then we'll get Sangan Summoning to protect ourselves from any further hand traps, unless they have Ghost Ogre, which is also a possibility. Now, we're gonna use Pydra. There we go. A lot of their monsters have 0 attack anyway, so this is going to be a cakewalk for us. I don't think we should attack into the into Yubel, like OG Yubel, because it's going to haunt us like perpetually. So we're gonna use Chandra here. I don't think we need to search anymore now that I'm thinking about it. We'll just use Kaimen on our turn, or rather on the during the battle phase. So there we go. We got Chandra. Do you have something? Oh god, do you have Nibiru? I'm assuming you have Nibiru here. We're gonna find out soon enough. So we're gonna go into battle. We're gonna attack. They can't summon out this Yubel with Spirit because of other stuff that we have on board. Now this only summons from deck, sadly, and we already ran through our two Fadras here, so that's unfortunate. And then we'll use Chandra. We'll attack the other one. There we go. There we go. Okay. What else do you have? Nothing much. All right, cool. And then we'll use Kaimen. Okay, we have to actually be very careful here that we don't make them summon out the Nightmare Terror, because that's going to hurt us a lot. And that guy isn't going to take any prisoners, unfortunately, so we're gonna need to be careful. Fadra, don't activate your effect yet, and then we'll activate Jinroku. Now you're gonna see the Tenpai OTK from my side of things, hopefully, unless they have a Nibiru. It seems they have a Nibiru, though. They have been holding on to something for the longest time, and they have been considering doing something. We don't know what that something is, but we will find out soon enough. Now we use Chandra. We'll quick synchro here. We're not getting... Okay. Oh, they're gonna do that now. That is fascinating. Okay, cool. I believe because Nightmare isn't going to be taking any prisoners here. He didn't destroy. Why didn't you destroy? Oh my god, you're just... Well, you're not exactly dead, but you're gonna be taking way more damage than you shouldn't have. So there is that. Now we're gonna attack into Yubel, because Samurai Destroyer stops any of those effects from happening. There we go. And then now do we do the Fadra thing? I don't think we should. There we go. There we go. And then Fadra can now attack. We'll attack into this. No, we will not quick synchro yet. Again, no, we will not. There we go. And now we will quick synchro. There we go. No, and of note, Genroku is the only one of the Tenpai dragons that doesn't have a quick synchro effect. And one thing I noticed now, this is like the video that I got the most amount of duels in, because duels end really, really goddamn quickly. Oh my god. We'll just get, I don't know, any of the level 3s will suffice. We're gonna kill them with Dragion and have someone with like freaking 6,000 attack. There we go. There we go. And then we'll use this. Yeah. We're not gonna quick synchro yet. Do you have something, opponent? Do you have Nibiru now? Please tell me you have Nibiru now. There we go. Excuse me. I'm assuming, okay, Imperm, that is fine. I guess they live, question mark. Sure. Now that we can't quick synchro, I guess that's... I guess that's why we saved bar on the floor here. Although we are just locked into dragons here. So because of something. I can never truly remember what locks us out of stuff, but at least both Dragion and Samurai Destroyer stops stuff from oh, and this is a quick effect anyway, so that's fine. But my opponent barely has anything. And so there are these two effects stop stuff from happening during the battle phase. So we're gonna see if my opponent has something that can like kick these two out of the field, if at all. Of note, my fire dragons are unaffected during May phase 1. Now they are. Right, they have a way to get rid of the field spell at least. But opponent, there is one thing, unless this doesn't trigger. Oh, it's only if it's destroyed during the battle phase. Sure. Do you have something, opponent, for this? Okay, yep, okay, yeah. Getting Nightmare Pain, sure. Excuse me. I wonder if it also still triggers. I'm assuming it does since it's a continuous effect. So, and I will be the one taking the 3,000 damage, but we're gonna see. Okay, yep, destroying. Oh, they have ultimate nightmare. Okay, cool. So I may be the one who's dead here. We're gonna find out. I know that they reflect a lot of damage back, but what happens when YuBell faces off against an effect that just completely negates stuff that happens during the battle phase? We're gonna find out soon enough. And the whole time, again, I thought they had Nibiru, but apparently it was an infinite impermanence for a quick synchro. So, okay, that's smart on them. But again, both of my monsters, excuse me, have effects that stop stuff from happening during the battle phase. So we're gonna see what happens here for science. And yeah, okay, I will still take the damage. Because that's exactly what Nightmare Pain does. And yeah, as I predicted, YuBell does indeed have a favorable matchup against Tenpai. Simply because they don't take any damage that Tenpai players would usually inflict. So yeah, good on them. They don't need to do anything anymore, and my internet connection is unfortunately failing me. No, opponent, I am not salty roping you. This is a good effort on my opponent for that part. This is really good. At least now I know that YuBell can stand toe to toe against the onslaught of dragons, but unfortunately I completely forgot about this one thing. Where we can do this, and because 3 attacks have been declared this turn, I can save myself the damage. Oh, yes. Alright, cool. Unfortunately, none of them can take any damage. So this will literally just be a staring contest until somebody cracks. I'll need a way to negate stuff that they have on board, and this is sad. And I can't destroy anything that they have anyway, because, well, I can destroy them, but they just can't. Oh wait, no, Samurai Destroyer is going to be my ticket out of this. I think Transcendent Dragion also does the same thing. We're gonna find out. Okay, linking those away. I'm assuming for Yama. Okay, yeah. This has turned into a really interesting duel. Oh my god. Excuse me, let me have a drink of water while my opponent combos off here. Okay, so my opponent is using Sharvara. I'm not sure why. All of my stuff just stops stuff from activating during the battle phase, so I'm not too sure. Okay, linking them away for who? Unchained Soul of Rage. Opponent, you are just making yourself way more vulnerable unless there's something that's going to happen that I just do not see. I will also stop that from happening. Opponent, YuBell, I love you, but good god. this will not end well for you at all. We'll just go straight into battle phase. And this will force them. Yeah, this will immediately force them. This is basically a pick your poison situation. Do you pick the one with 3k attack that can just resurrect himself out of the graveyard, or do you pick Samurai Destroyer? It's usually both. Although I'm not quite sure what. Oh no, I think I know what they're gonna go for. They're gonna go for SP Little Knight here, and yeah, they're gonna banish. I'm assuming Samurai Destroyer, and then they'll save themselves another turn. And then oh really? No, I'm not gonna continue my main phase. I'm just gonna get rid of your SP Little Knight. And I'm not sure what else my opponent is gonna do here. Okay, pass back. Opponent has a board that's emptier than my hopes and dreams. I'm not sure what other recovery options he has. Question mark. He's still he's still like 200. I'm still 200 off. If he draws into something, or literally if he draws into any starter at this point, then he's gonna win somehow. We're gonna see. He still has 200 left. Again, all life points are irrelevant. It's always the last one that matters. So let's see if my opponent has anything here. And usually the Unchained Engine is very, very small. It only consists of 2 cards in the main deck and then 1 card in the extra deck. So let's see. Okay, there we go. He still got it. He's still fighting this. Ladies and gentlemen, he is still fighting. So let's see what else he's gonna do here. He's still like, again, 200 off. So we're gonna see how far he is gonna take this. So we'll be back once we reach the battle phase. Okay, we're back to my turn, and Forbidden Droplet opponent. We'll send Dimension Shifter, and then we're gonna negate your Yubel, and then we're gonna go into battle. I'm assuming this also stops the Nightmare Throne from happening, but I don't plan on summoning any more monsters here, opponent. I'm just going to attack with Samurai Destroyer, and hopefully this finishes you off, because he turns off all effects. And there we go. Good God. That was a nail biter and a half. There were a lot of moments where I thought my opponent had it, because if there's one thing that I can praise the Yubel deck for, and I played the deck with the deck a lot, you know, way before Tenpai rolled into the scene. Their grind game is amazing, by the way, and the fact that they were able to fight through everything that I threw at them in spite of everything, it's still amazing to watch that deck. So I did make the right choice of picking both Yubel and Tenpai as the meta decks to play with, for the time being, of course, until something more powerful rolls around. But yeah, that's another victory in the books, and let's move on to the end screen. So we're here at the end screen, and what more can I say? It's a glass cannon OTK deck. If you're stopped at any point, you're just a sitting duck, unfortunately. Although, one thing that you do need to keep in mind, Transcendent Dragon stops stuff from happening during the battle phase. If you're gonna be a sitting duck, you might as well just be a sitting duck during the battle phase, and because that's where your opponent will stop doing stuff. But probably by that point, your opponent is going to try to remove your field spell, if you have it established at all, in order to get through to the Transcendent Dragon, because the field spell is the main way that that Tenpai survives main phase 1. So if they don't have a way to get rid of the field spell while you have Transcendent Dragon in the OTK turn where they survive, they're definitely going to die during the battle phase and other subsequent turns. So having Transcendent Dragon and or Samurai Destroyer on board is definitely the way to go should your opponent survive the OTK turn. But otherwise, there's nothing more I need to add. It's Tenpai. It's extremely miserable to be on the ladder right now, because you not only win a lot by playing with this deck, but you also lose a lot because people are extremely prepared for this deck. Like, the the card I was talking about earlier, the Black Goat Laughs, is a UR that basically declares it's just better Mind Crush, which is insane. It's Mind Crush that you can do twice because it also it can also activate from the graveyard, and this card has caught me off guard plenty of times. And the other card that is also being used heavily right now, and probably a card that you will see popping up in Labyrinth decks, is Dimensional Barrier. It just calls Synchro, and the deck dies because they have no other plays whatsoever. And especially once they're dragon locked, especially once they get into the Bident Dragon, and or if they use Jinroku's effect, which also locks them into dragons. That's also a way to stop them. And of course, the card that I showed you guys earlier, Tyrant's Tirade. This is going to be the floodgate of choice moving forward. Although not every deck can run this, because because needing to tribute 2 monsters is a very, very steep cost, and I'm pretty sure only Horus can effectively run this card, because their monsters can very easily special summon themselves out of the graveyard. And now that I think about it, I might actually just run Horus. Now that I think about it, although they don't exactly have a good matchup against Yubel. So I mean, it's a give or take. So although with Yubel, we don't exactly have too much back row hate with that deck. So yeah, keep this continuous trap in mind moving forward in your climb on the rank ladder. So we're gonna end it here, and if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.